Okay, so it's been a minute. I don't know if I've posted anything on this channel like in December, if I'm honest. So, yeah, it's been a lot. And you're probably like, are you still doing the challenge? What happened? I was still doing the challenge, I just did not film. Why? A lot was going on mentally, and also in the world and in my life and so on and so forth. However, I was productive, and that's saying something, because sometimes I was not as productive, especially towards the beginning of this challenge, but yeah. So today we are going to go over everything I achieved, whether I think my life actually improved, and if I think my life has changed at all. So I went through all of my Notion pages and just wrote down everything that I did achieve. I did not write down everything I didn't achieve because that would take a while, because some of them I moved to like other months. It's a whole thing. But I have what I achieved down here. It's kind of in order. Some things are not, because some things I was like, oh, I didn't put this here. I should have, but I didn't. So I digress. First off, I'm gonna state one thing that I technically did before the challenge, but it was kind of because I was already thinking about the challenge. I shaved my head, like, not completely bald, but pretty dang down there, from having shoulder length all the way to a very, very short amount of hair. I think I have a video about that somewhere. So that's kind of how I started the challenge. So as we can see, the length has gotten quite a bit longer. My hair always grows super fast, so I'm interested to see where my hair will be after a year. So next June, maybe I'll do an update on how long my hair is. Also, you can't tell right now because I brushed it, but my hair has actually started curling. So that's a development I have to learn how to deal with. Anyways, back to the achievements. So, I finished a novel at the beginning of the challenge that I had been working on for like a year. I started 2 new novels. I figured out my style, kind of. I got an imprint shop. I finished a semester of school with straight A's. I started getting out of the house more. I decluttered. I did multiple cosplay photo shoots, also with friends, so that was fun and nice, and I miss doing that. I did a cosplay collab, which was insane, and I really enjoyed that, and I want to do more eventually when I get a new photographer, because I did move. But yeah, did multiple photo shoots. I hung out with friends. I made new friends. I finished reading 3 books, which the year prior I read none. So that was a struggle. I'm dyslexic. Despite being a writer, reading actual physical books sometimes is a bit of a struggle with me. So I'm glad I actually finished reading 3 books, and hey, I'm trying to get back to where I used to be when I was younger, because I was devouring books back then, so I want to get back to that. I moved to a new country. That's a pretty big one. Let's see. I started daily French lessons, which have not been going great, but I'm still doing them. I'm on like day 250 something or other. I finished 108k fan fiction that I had been writing for way too long. I finished it finally after a year of working on it during this challenge, because I was like, you know what, no, I gotta fucking get to this. I got to 20k word count on 2 works in progresses. I woke up at 4 a.m. all of October, except for like 2 days on the last week, because I got sick, so I'm gonna excuse myself. I filmed more videos just for fun, so like for short form content and yada yada. I made a skit. So on my other channel, I made a cosplay skit of Jinx Saves the News, and that was a really fun cosplay like video to do, and I want to do more, specifically with the idea of if Victor actually did raise Jinx after Vander's death. So I want to play with that. I'm thinking about that. Anyways, I finished making a comic volume of my comic Freefall Last Vigilante Standing. Currently you can find it nowhere. I am hoping to publish it. Probably definitely self-publish. So that will be fun. That will be a next year thing. Where did it go? Oh, I started journaling again. I made a scarf because I used to knit a lot as a kid. Ironically, these are the same knitting needles I have had since I was in 2nd grade, I want to say. And I don't know if you can tell, but this one is very bent and chewed on, and that was because my brother's old dog chewed on them years and years ago, and I still have the same pair. But yeah, I got back into knitting, and I actually learned how to finish knitting instead of just handing it over to my aunt who would finish it for me as a kid. So that was good because, you know, moved to a new country. My aunt's not here. But yeah, I finished a scarf, so got into an old hobby and finished a scarf. That's pretty fucking cool. I started making products for Artist Alley, and I made a brand kit for Artist Alley because next year I really want to try to do Artist Alley, but I don't know yet if I will be able to for other underlying circumstances that are out of my control. So we'll see. I posted consistently on all platforms for the entire month of November, and I was gonna do it again for December, I swear. And then Meta's AI suspended my Instagram. So then my motivation went kaput. Anyways, I rearranged my room. I started a new volume of Freefall because I love my stupid baby Axel. He's so angsty, he's so broody, I love him. Let's see. I have cleared my skin quite a lot. If you go back to like the beginning of the series, oh my god, just horrible. I've worked on my health as well, and like honestly a lot of that was just coming up to Canada from America, and bro, I think the food was poisoning me because like up here my stomach has hurt very little, and usually it's just with like stuff I know will hurt me. So like maybe I can eat Pop-Tarts again. I don't know what the fuck the states are doing down there, but those are different here, and I can eat them without fucking curling up on the floor and dying. Amazing. And also, the last thing that technically I'm still working on, I've spent 77 hours writing a new novel. And my camera's already eating. 1 second. Okay, so after going over all of the things I have achieved in 6 months, do I feel like I've actually changed my life? Yes and no. Because physically, yeah, I am in a very different place than I was 6 months ago. I literally moved to a different country. That's pretty life-changing, to say the least, you know? Appearance-wise, I have changed a lot too. I'm at a healthy weight. I grew my hair back after shaving it. I finished a novel. That's more mental, I guess, but like, you know, it's kind of late. I'm gonna be honest. And by kind of, it's almost midnight. It's literally like a few minutes till midnight. So I digress. But physically, I have changed a lot. Appearance-wise, I have changed a lot, I feel. And mentally, I have also changed a lot. However, I am still very much a hermit. And a lot of the issues that I had at the beginning of this challenge, I still have now. And yeah. So I have changed a lot. I have a lot of work to still do. So, have I changed my life completely? No. Have I changed it a lot more than I have previously? Yeah, I have. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep up with this as well, to just keep seeing how far I can push myself, you know? So into the New Year's, what I want to do is go outside the house by myself, which I'm gonna be 25 next year. That should be a normal thing that I should be able to do, besides just like me taking my dog out. I have never once in my life, in my 25 years of life, or almost 25 years of life, I have never walked outside of my house and gone somewhere by myself. That's fucking crazy. And like, I'm gonna be honest, having moved to an entire new country has made me realize quite a few things. One, I have anxiety, okay? But then I realized I don't have normal anxiety. I technically have my OCD anxiety, so my intrusive thoughts say I'm gonna die every 5 seconds if I go outside the house. Or if I even stay in the house. Like right now, my brain is telling me that I need to turn off my heating pad, or else I'm gonna catch on fire. Which is stupid. That is so fucking stupid. However, that is where my brain goes, you know? And like, I live near a busy street as well. My brain goes, a car is just gonna fucking drive straight from the street into my building and just kill me. It's so stupid, but that is what my brain does. So I have never gone outside of the house by myself, also because as a kid I was not allowed to do that either, and I actually like listened. Most people snuck out, I didn't. I just listened and never developed the skills of how to cross a street by myself. Yeah, that's an embarrassing thing that I'm going to admit on the internet now. I get very anxious trying to cross the street by myself. I can do it, but it does take me a minute. Like, that's so stupid. However, I do want to be open and I do want to be vulnerable with this, because I feel like not a lot of people, if there are other people, well, obviously there's fucking billions of people on this planet. There are other people who go through this shit. There are people with agoraphobia, there are people who also have OCD. So, I am hoping me being more vulnerable with this. Probably next year, that's gonna be more of my thing, trying to get over my slight agoraphobia, because it's not too bad. And by too bad, I mean like I can leave the house. However, it is a struggle every single time. And I am usually accompanied by someone else or my dog, which she is someone else, I suppose. Yeah. That is going to be a challenge for next year, which is literally tomorrow. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for me trying to get over my agoraphobia and try and handle my OCD as well, and all the art content that I'm still going to be fucking making, and all the other goals that I shall be doing, you can follow me here. Or if you're like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about this, but you like fandom related content, cosplay related content, and shit like that, you can go over to my other channel, which is that Otaku Witch. So yeah, guess that's it. Yeah, my life has and hasn't changed. Go figure.